Chris, what is our second main topic today?
Our second topic comes from John. Hey, John and company. Over the weekend, I've seen tweets that said Antonio Banderas would happily pass the Zorro torch, or I guess whip, to Tom Holland. Is Antonio high, or has he become senile? Why does Antonio, Tom himself, and Hollywood think Tom Holland is Hollywood's answer to everything? I mean, first Marty McFly, then Indiana Jones, then James Bond, and now Zorro? WTF? Seriously. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this?
All right, thanks a lot for saying that in. Okay, first of all, let's clarify something. Hollywood never said Tom Holland was going to be the next James Bond or the next Marty McFly or that's fans.
He'd be a cute Marty McFly.
You know what? Hey, listen, if they were to do, like if all the stakeholders die and they did decide to do a Back to the Future reboot, which I think you should do someday. Christopher Lloyd was saying that himself. They think they should reboot it at some point, but who would be, I mean,
he's got Michael J. Fox charm.
He is getting older, though. Tom Holland is good. But if they were to remake one today, I'd be all for Tom Holland playing the Marty McFly character. But yeah, let's be clear. Hollywood has not been saying that he's the answer to everything. That's been fans doing that kind of stuff. Let's just be clear on that. All right. Antonio Banderas as Zorro. In the North American market, because he was already a star, right? But not a super well-known North American star. I think that first Zorro movie was the movie that put him on the map. He was already around, but I think that was the movie that put him on the map for a lot of people. Anthony Hopkins is great in that. Catherine Zeta-Jones is fantastic in that. I love Zorro. I even like the sequel. Him saying that he would come back to do another one to pass the torch to Tom Holland, I think is interesting. Now, to get specifically what he said, this comes from the folks over at IndieWire who write the following. Antonio Banderas is returning to his most iconic animated role as the swashbuckling cat Puss in Boots from the Shrek franchise. So, how would he feel about reprising his most famous live-action role? Apparently, he's open to it. Yes, I would do it. Should I do it in an Antonio accent? Yes, I would do it. No, I'm not going to do that. I would consider that possibility. Why not? Banderas said. Yeah, I think today I said something like that to somebody. They asked me about Zorro. If they called me to do Zorro, I would do what Anthony Hopkins did for me, which is to pass the torch. And Banderas already has one actor in mind to replace him, Tom Holland. I did Uncharted with him, and he is so energetic and fun, Banderas says. He's got this spark, too. So, why not? All right, let's be very, very clear about something here. Nobody is saying they're about to do another Zorro movie. Okay, let's just be real clear about that. But what is also true is that for the last couple of years, there have been several whispers and rumors about another Zorro movie coming about. After all, why not? It seems to be all the trend right now in Hollywood to go back to older IP, refresh them, and get them going again with the original stars and stuff like that. And you know what? If they were to do another Zorro film, it's not going to be an $800 million movie, but it could be a $400 million movie. That would be a movie I would go see. See Catherine Zeta-Jones back, Antonio Banderas back again as Zorro, and then getting ready to do what Anthony Hopkins did in the first thing, which is time to retire and time to pass the mantle on. And he comes across Tom Holland. You know what? I'm all for it. And if Antonio Banderas, who worked with Tom Holland and he loves him that much, and let's face it, if you're looking for an actor around that age who can bring that physicality to it, Tom Holland's the guy who can absolutely do all the physical stuff that you need that to happen. Is he a little short? Maybe, but that's okay. So's Tom Cruise, but he's like one of the biggest stars in the world. So I would be all for this if it were to happen. So I like what he's saying here. Anyway, Chris, you heard Antonio Banderas' ideas here. What do you, number one, what would you think about them trying to go back to Zorro? And then what would you think about Tom Holland having the torch passed to him by Antonio Banderas?
I mean, I would love for us to revisit this IP because I'm a big fan of Mask of Zorro. My husband and I were actually talking about this movie last night because we were watching Wednesday with Catherine Zeta-Jones in it and talking about what the movies we liked of hers. As far as Tom Holland goes, I just think there's better actors suited for this role personally. And I love that Antonio Banderas wants to pass the torch to him. You know, he's worked with him personally. He really enjoys him. But Don Diego La Vega, Tom Holland's not the name that comes to mind, right? I don't think of an English.
How about Diego Luna?
Right? There's so many other actors that I think of who I think would do a really great job, who still can do that physicality, who can do a lot of other things. I would, forwards ever, backwards never. I don't see us casting Zorro as a white man again. Personally.
Rob, what do you think? Antonio Banderas says he'd like it to be Tom Holland. First, do you think doing another Zorro movie at all is something that could be in the cards sometime? And if so, what do you think about Antonio's pick?
First of all, I love the first Zorro. I thought it was great. And Antonio Banderas is great. I absolutely could see us, like, what if, I mean, it's a little on the nose for being like Robin, but what if Tom Holland was coming from, I don't know, a British circus troupe, and they were traveling around the land, and they showed up someplace where there was some kind of strife, and the thing is, you can make anyone a master and anyone an apprentice. That relationship, Pai Mei and Uma Thurman in Kill Bill, wax on, wax off, Karate Kid, obviously. Anybody can play that dynamic. And I think if you had an interesting thing with Tom Holland's background, and the thing about Antonio Banderas is he could just say, look, I don't have the ability to do this task. I need help. And so Highlander, it's Sean Connery and Christopher Lambert. I mean, you could do it well. And I think that or what if Zorro creates a team of young Zorros, and you have a rainbow coalition of different kinds of people, indigenous people, Spanish people, and Tom Holland's just one of many, a magnificent seven of Zorros, whatever. I mean, you could come up with a really cool story. I don't know what that story would be, but I could totally see something like that.
Where anyone could wear the mask?
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I wouldn't say anyone. No, because Zorro's still Zorro. You don't want to lose that Zorro character, but definitely something like I love team building movies. Everybody has a different discipline, but he's the acrobat, but he just doesn't know how to fight. Show him how to fight.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? Tom Holland, maybe as a Zorro. Antonio Banderas seems to kind of like the pick. What would you think about them coming back and trying to do another Zorro movie where they pass a torch, whether it's Tom Holland, Diego Luna, anybody else, or maybe a team of Zorros? I don't know. Whatever you guys think about this, jump down to the comment section below and leave us your thoughts. We want to thank the sponsor of today's video, True Classic. The holidays are here, and there is plenty of t-shirt cheer thanks to our sponsor, True Classic Tees. Guys, we have the perfect gift for your wish list. True Classic Tees are a gift for you, for her, and a great present for any guy in your life. True Classic is on a mission to maximize men's confidence by making them look good. Get 25% off True Classic with my exclusive link, trueclassic.com/Campea, and the discount doesn't stop there. You'll save even more during their site-wide sale. Guys, like most of you, I have always struggled with finding the right shirts for me. Either they're not all that comfortable or they don't fit me all that right. Well, the best thing is that True Classic's team has designed t-shirts to make guys of all sizes feel confident in their clothing. These shirts taper off towards the bottom, but they fit tighter around the chest and shoulders. This is the perfect look that can be achieved by every body type. And they offer other menswear as well, ranging from polos to workout shirts designed to keep your body feeling nice and comfy. So guys, get 25% off at trueclassic.com/Campea. Free shipping included on purchases over $100. That's 25% off at trueclassic.com/Campea.